Hey everybody, today is June 18th, 2018, and just a couple hours ago, news broke about rapper XXXTentacion, who was shot dead in Florida. And what I'm going to talk about in this video is how this happened by the numbers. What you need to understand about the record industry is that its goal is not just to sell records and make money. It's to build celebrities and sacrifice them. I can't tell you exactly why this is happening, but absolutely these people are being killed and there's numeric riddles behind them. So this is a lot of what we've been revealing in the deaths of Tupac and Biggie. This is the same thing. And this has to do with eclipse sacrifice. Now this language of letters and numbers is called gematria, and it's the practice of coding numbers into words. So the four base ciphers I put up on the screen. You have the alphabetic order, all the letters numbered 1 through 26. You can also reverse the order. And then we have the two reduction methods. This is also called Pythagorean numerology, where each double-digit number is reduced to a single digit. And it's a very basic system, and it's almost hard to understand how this could be really this simple, but it truly is. And just to show you how this worked in the death of Biggie and Tupac, so you have to think about, like I said, this all comes from the Bible, where Jesus died on the cross underneath a total solar eclipse. Well, in the language of gematria, using the standard alphabetic order, Jesus equals 74. J is the 10th letter, E is the 5th, S is the 19th, and so on. Add these numbers up, you get 74. He's said to have died on the cross, which also has a numeric value of 74. They called him the Messiah, which sums to 74. Gospel, also 74. The word killing also has this gematria value of 74. And think about the Tupac and Biggie deaths from 96 and 97. The name Tupac sums to 74 in the reverse alphabetic order. Remember, his other rapper name was Machiavelli. Machiavelli equals 74 using the alphabetic order. Then we had the death of Biggie Smalls. In reverse reduction, Biggie Smalls equals 74. He was also known as the notorious B.I.G. And in single reduction, where the S is worth 10, it's the 19th letter, so you can also just reduce it once. 1 plus 9 equals 10. In this method, his other nickname, also summing to 74. And notorious B.I.G., like we said, his nickname was Biggie. Biggie equals 39 using this alphabetic order and also a couple other of these methods that I'll explain in a minute. And what's so interesting about this is that the word eclipse equals 39 in the reverse full reduction method. And on the date that Biggie died, it was March 9th, written 3/9, and it was the only total solar eclipse of either 1996 or 1997. So Biggie equals 39. He died on the same day as an eclipse, which equals 39. And it was on the date 3/9. So again, this is the system that's being used to script out these rappers' deaths. In fact, the word rapper equals 74. Now, I didn't make a post on this, but I did send an email out. I was talking to my cousin, and I said, you know, we got to look for a death on Monday. We're going to get some sort of sacrifice for Monday. And this has to do with the total eclipses here in America. And so let's talk about these two total solar eclipses that are creating an X over the United States of America. Actually, let me bring this back up for you. So we had this August 21st, 2017 eclipse, which created, which went coast to coast from Oregon down through South Carolina. In 2024, we're going to get another total solar eclipse here in America. And this one won't go coast to coast, but it enters in Texas and rides up through the East Coast into eastern Canada. And these two eclipses are super significant. They create an X over the nation, for one. But a lot of these rituals in the news, in the media, these celebrities being sacrificed, These are all happening in relation to the numbers of eclipses, and that's why I predicted something to happen today. So if we measure to the, let's bring up the date calculator, measure date-to-date durations. So part of this study is letters and numbers. The other half of it is measuring dates on the calendar. And when you look at these alignments, you'll start to see what I'm talking about. All right. So the first eclipse was August 21st of last year, and that was exactly 43 weeks before today. Now, the next total solar eclipse in 2024 will be on April 8th, and that's exactly 303 weeks from today's date. And in this language of letters and numbers, the name Jesus Christ in the reduction method sums to 43. It's 43 weeks after the one eclipse. And in the Bible, the event is the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, which in the alphabetic order equals 303, and it's 303 weeks until the next eclipse. And think about how Jesus was crucified at age 33. And in fact, in a second form of gematria, this is called Jewish or Latin gematria, crucifixion of Jesus Christ also sums to 303 here, so this is definitely no mistake. This is how our language seems to have been built. So because of this 43 weeks and 303 weeks, I said we'd probably see an eclipse-related ritual today. And this rapper has a cross tattooed on his forehead. But the symbolism isn't just right here on his face. It's also in the numbers. Using the alphabetic order, the name Jesus Christ equals 151. This rapper's name was XXX Temptation. Using the reverse alphabetic order, his name sums to 151. Now, in the reverse order, you may have seen Jesus Christ equals 146. Well, this rapper was born on January 23rd. That means that he died 146 days after his birthday. So the numbers of Jesus Christ coded into his death right off the bat. Now, we were talking about this 303 in ordinal, 303 weeks till the next eclipse. Also, the word eclipse equals 33 in the reduction method. Jesus dying at age 33. Now, in reduction, crucifixion of Jesus Christ equals 123. And here's the Wikipedia page of rapper XXX Temptation. Look at his birth date, 123. And in fact, this number came up in Kanye West. Remember, Kanye West had the statue in Hollywood where he was, he looked like he was being crucified. That was on the 123rd day of the year, this year, that he was banned from the radio. And it was 105.1, like Jesus Christ equals 151. So anyway, his birthday, 123, like crucifixion of Jesus Christ equals 123. We're also going to glance at Latin gematria, also known as Jewish. This is based on the original Latin alphabet. And it's the same as the English alphabetic order, except the more modern letters, J, V, and W, are placed at the end. And you get very high numbers when using this cipher. It's being said that he was shot just outside of a motorcycle dealership. In this cipher, motorcycle dealership equals 1023, and in numerology, zeros are ignored in these results. So this reflects a 123, like his birthday, like crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Now, when he released his first album, 17, this was dropped on August 25th of last year. He was born in the year 1998. So you'll see that this was the first day of his 1023rd week alive. And this isn't a coincidence. This is what these industries are doing, setting up these celebrities to be sacrificed on the perfect date. And think about the album name 17. This was his debut album. It's always important to pay attention to these numbers when, they're stamped on these artists. In gematria, the word kill equals 17. In the reverse alphabetic order, sacrifice equals 170. This reflects the number 17. Ritual sacrifice equals 107. So when you see the number 17 stamped on somebody, that tends not to be such a good thing. So he released that album August 25th, 2017, and look how many days it was before his birthday in 2018. You find it was exactly 151 days. And we just talked about this number, how XXX Temptation equals 151, and Jesus Christ equals 151 ordinal. Also notice how Jesus equals 61 in the reverse alphabetic order. In reverse reduction, XXX Temptation also equals 61. Now, 61 is an important number. This is a prime number, and it's the 18th prime number. And in this study of numerology, these prime number relationships are super significant. And just think about the date he died, June 18th of 2018. You have two 18s right there in the death, or in the date of the death. And 18 is 6 plus 6 plus 6. And here he died in the 6th month of 2018. Now, if you think that sounds a little crazy, let me explain to you how it just all fits in. So first of all, these letters, XXX, the start of his name. In reduction, because X is the 24th letter, 2 plus 4 is 6. So X reduces to 6. XXX becomes 666. Again, the 18th prime number, 61, his name and Jesus both summing to 61. But not only this, his real name, Jose Onfroy, if that's how you pronounce it, this sums to 180 in the reverse alphabetic order. And again, this reflects the number 18, 1-8, with that 0 ignored. So we mentioned how if we add 6 plus 6 plus 6, we get 18, dead on the 18th of the month in the year 18. Well, if you multiply 6 times 6 times 6, then you get the number 216. And let's take his real name, his full name with the middle name Dwayne included. And look at this. Using the alphabetic order, you get 216. Again, this is 6 times 6 times 6. So what a perfect artist to die on this date. It's almost too good. And even these initials, these are coded as well. JDO. JDO in reduction equals 11, just like the name Jesus, which equals 11. We talked about how he died 146 days after his birthday. This is also 20 weeks and 6 days on the calendar. And the word sacrifice equals 206, a lot like this 206 here. One more thing about the motorcycle dealership. In gematria, this sums to 314. These are the first 3 digits of pi. This is also the gematria of eclipse, which this is a tribute to in satanic gematria. And satanic gematria, it's appropriate that this would be used. I know you're looking at a lot of numbers on the screen. You might be thinking, if this is coincidence, these things that I'm picking up. I assure you they're not, but the thing with satanic gematria is that this cipher is set up actually very cleverly. It starts with the number 36. Now, if you add every number up, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, all the way through 36, you get the number 666. And in this cipher, satanic gematria sums to 666. It's pretty clever how that works out. So this rapper, his career definitely scripted out by the numbers, and we're going to look at just a little bit more about this. We talked about his debut album, 17, and how this was coded out by the numbers. His last album was just this question mark album, right? Just a big question mark. Now, when we're talking about gematria, this practice originates in Greek, Hebrew, ancient Babylonian cultures. So the name of Jesus in Hebrew has a numeric value of 316 using in the Hebrew language. And again, this cipher is set up similar to what you saw with Jewish gematria, 1 through 10, 20 through 90, and then 100 through 400 before you get to these final form characters. So the name for Jesus in Hebrew equals 316. And think about how the most famous Bible verse, to many anyway, is John 3:16, about how God so loved the world he gave his one and only Son. Well, the date of the release of this final album before he died, this question mark, it was released on March 16th, which is written 316, like Jesus. Now, Jesus, again, died at age 33 under an eclipse. Eclipse equals 33. And if you measure from the release of that album on March 16th to the date of his death, June 18th, 2018, you get a span of exactly 3 months and 3 days. So that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to get this information out there. You know, every time someone dies, we've had a lot of, hangings lately, ritual sacrifices, suicides. You know, some of these people on television, I believe, might be actors and might not actually be dying. A guy like this in the record industry, I'm more prone to believe that he would have actually been killed. You know, apparently there's witnesses who saw people run off, but you just don't know because these things are set up so far in advance. It's a crazy world we're living in, but there you have it. And just, you know, it's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine last week, went out to eat, and I mentioned how many black people from Plantation, Florida die ritualistically in this fashion. And what do you know? Just a week later, we get this rapper from Plantation, Florida dying. I mean, this is this is ridiculous. I wanted to glance at the gematria of Deerfield Beach. So Deerfield Beach, for the record, sums to 69. Remember, this was a tribute for the eclipse. Eclipse equals 69. Also see how Deerfield Beach equals 87 in the alphabetic order. This is all about the number 666, which sums to 87. And, you know, 666 summing to 156. This is no coincidence. Triple six is also 156. The number 33, when you spell it out, equals 156. And if you look up the word for eclipse in Hebrew gematria, just the one word on its own, you get 156. And think about how this is connected to 33, 156, eclipse 33. So these two languages are connected, no doubt about it. Another example, the word moon equals 57 in the alphabetic order. It's because the moon ranges 57 degrees on, it goes 28.5 degrees north and south of the ecliptic, so it ranges a total of 57 degrees. Well, if you write out 57, you get a Jewish gematria value of 1361, which is the 218th prime number. And the word for moon in Hebrew sums to 218. So a lot of connections to talk about, but again, just wanted to get the information out there, talk about what this was a ritual in relation to, and why it happened on this date. All right, everybody, that'll do it for this stream. Keep seeking and speaking that truth. See ya.